Why, good evening, you beautiful souls. Welcome to another Satsang. And I hope you're having a great Wednesday thus far. Most importantly, tonight is all about harmonizing and rebalancing, coming back to our center, really grounding ourselves within the pureness of our own being, and most importantly, letting go of all the tensions and the funk, sticky energies, anything that was really weighing you down today. We're going to release that this evening. So go ahead and get your last few wiggles out, get those shakes out, get comfortable. And when you hear the first 3 taps of the singing bowl, take a nice deep breath in with each sound of the bowl as it rings. Allow yourself to release that exhale into a powerful Om. Allow that A note to resonate by relaxing and lowering the jaw as much as you can, and resonate that note as if you're saying a sigh of relief. I lovingly invite you into the space of the heart, to tap into that highest self, to experience the pureness that is the love of our being. Give yourself permission to let go of all the angst, the worries, the frustrations, any energy that doesn't serve you. Release it now with each breath and exhale. Simply rest within the pureness of your own being, letting go of all temporary happenings, the thoughts, the emotions, and physical sensations. Rest back, marinate within yourself this witness, this silent awareness that is the beingness we know as self. When you hear the final tap of the singing bowl, shift your full attention to the sound of the ring. And as it fades into silence, so too allow yourself to shift that focus to the calm, the quiet, the peace within and around. Allow the body to breathe naturally, comfortably. Pay no attention to the breath, but allow yourself to consciously let go tension with each and every exhale. Feel the pressure leave the body. Allow yourself to imbue each exhale with the tensions you've experienced in the day, in the past. And again, allow each exhale to liberate yourself from the tensions and worries of the future. To effortlessly fall into the pureness, the calm, the peace, that radiant love and light that is ourselves. We must let go of all the temporary distractions that hold us back from realizing our truth. Balancing ourselves back, coming to a center, this process of reharmonization is merely a letting go of that which doesn't serve us, that in which we cling to, the temporary. Coming back to center is not going anywhere, it's rather a letting go or a dropping in, surrendering to our own love. So if you do not have one yet, allow yourself to smile. Fall in love with this practice of simply letting go and surrendering to the moment, coming back to center. allowing the light of love that is yourself to be center stage again. If you're sitting, ensure that you're upright, allowing yourself to elongate the spine for easy flow of prana and chi in blood. And if you're lying down, let go. Embrace the earth, embrace the ground. Sink yourself deep within it with each breath. And as you inhale, fill up the diaphragm as much as you can before transitioning to the upper lungs and filling up the chest as much as you can again. Continue to breathe in until the body is filled and teemed with air and light and love. Gently hold that breath here. When you're feeling comfortably ready, liberate that breath by letting go, expelling all the air within you. So too allowing this ether, this ocean in which we live in, to reabsorb that negative energy and tension and to transmute it into love. When ready again, take this deep belly breath, filling yourself up with that light, that love, that warmth. Before again transitioning to the upper chest, filling up the entire cavity of the torso. Holding the breath here as long as you can comfortably before releasing that exhale, gently, calmly, and slowly. Allow the body to continue this pattern of breathing. Allow yourself to let go and not focus on it as a task, but rather something you are observing in the background. As you continue to listen to this voice, know within the depth of your being that you are already the peace, the calm, the harmony, the balance, and the center point. Everything happens because of you. You are the window of awareness in which this divine play of life flows through. So allow yourself to lay back within your own window of awareness, your own theater called life, and simply let go. Relax. There is no need to do, simply be as you are. The body will breathe on its own. It matters not if you are attached to it. But when you allow the body to relax, just as gravity allows the river to flow downhill, the stagnant pools of energy and blockages you have within your system holding your physical form back from being in center will liberate themselves. You may experience this as the clickings and poppings throughout the spine, the noticeable shifts of energy without your being and within your being. Come here to recognize that the energy of your own essence flows like a million suns, but only when we fully relax can it effortlessly be as it needs to be to uplift and transform the body. The breathing, the calmness of the voice is simply one step of this process of relaxation, which inevitably leads us to this point of reharmonization, rebalancing. But how does the pond become still when rippling with wakes? Does one throw more stones into it? Or do we simply allow the energies to dissipate and cease to move? So too, this same sense of observation, this same recognition of stillness and resting within yourself, this marinating process is simply an observation, a looking, letting the ripples and dust to settle. Where does the mind take you when there is silence? What happens when there is a longer pause in between the words spoken? Where does your attention of affection go? What aspects of your inner being are trying to distract you? Only when we recognize the game and the many tricks and plays of the mind can we outwit it. And this recognition of outwitting comes not from entertaining the game, but simply dismissing it. This divine recognition of indifference, detachment, paying no attention, just like you would for anything else that you're not interested in life. Pay no attention to the inner chatter. Give it no power, and you'll never be taken away from this so called center point in which you are. But in this same light, we must also come to see that one can never take them away from the center because we are it. It is rather an illusory nature, a misperception, that we seem to believe ourselves as the external, as the temporary, and we become identified with it. Although there is this physical process and energetic pattern of bringing the body in the physical, mental, and emotional states to center, one must ultimately realize the power lies within your own perception. How can one be thrown off a center if there is nothing to be thrown off? How can one take away the peace if they know that they are peace? The many layers, the many depths of these introspections lead us to the same place and ground of being, a light of love within. And very much so, we can recognize that this pureness, this radiant light, is always in harmony, is always perfectly balanced. And it's never anything outside of us or taken away from us. It is what we are. All we need to do is just pay ourselves the attention, hold space for ourselves to be. And that light in which we are naturally unfolds and ignites. Marinate within yourself. If you find the mind becoming distracted, bring it back to the breath. If the breath is something that no longer serves you as a point of an anchor, remind yourself your true position. You are the silent witness. You are watching in this inner world just as if you're watching the external. When we begin to look at our inner space just as we look at the screens and televisions when we watch shows, we quickly detach from this recognition and identification that this temporary phenomena, these inner happenings, are us. So allow yourself to entertain the notion that you are not your thoughts, that you are not the emotions, you're not the physical sensations of the form, but you observe them and come to firsthand to experience the power of such subtleties. Nothing is intimate unless you give it permission to be. Nothing holds power or influence over you unless you will it to be. Recognize that you are the power in this ethereal play of life, in this playground and matrix of light. It bends to your will. Do not get it twisted. Assert your position. Recognize where you are. Remain in the truth and remind yourself as much as necessary that you are the center point, that you are harmony itself, that you are peace, you are love, you are light. You imbue the same essence that is everything around you. and all the answers and truths lie within. Allow yourself to take a deep breath here. Again, drawing in as much air, prana, and chi as you can, and hold it comfortably as long as you can. With your exhale, release it just as long as you drew in the breath. And from here, begin to hold. Hold your breath again just as long as you can, comfortably, before again taking another breath in. A deep inhale and immediately a release to a deep exhale. Again, deep inhale and a long exhale. One final deep breath here. And exhale. Allow yourself to breathe normally. From here, we will continue to this pattern of breath, this practice of pranayama, to continue to sink deeper into our own state of peace and calm and radiate that effortlessness of being. We'll begin by taking 10 breaths. And on the 11th breath, we'll draw in as much air as we can and hold it, allowing this 11 mirrored divine number to radiate within our heart as this recognition of letting go of the old and embracing the new. With each exhale and release of breath, liberate yourself and let go of the old patterns and thought forms, emotions, sensations, and urges that no longer serve you. And as you breathe in that light and love, simply draw on the fullness of the potential that is this human experience in your own divine grace. Again, 10 breaths, and then one final inhale, totaling in 11. Begin in the snap of the finger, and the second snap will serve as that final deep breath. Again, hold this breath as long as you can. Continue to allow yourself to sink deeper and deeper into your sense of observation and awareness, detaching from the physical attachment and identification, and knowing. Begin to observe outside of the body. Remind yourself, if you feel the body being filled with tension, that it will survive. It's okay. Relax here fully. When ready, take a deep breath in and continue to breathe for a moment. From here, we increase this step from 11 total breaths to 22 total breaths. Again, 21 regular consecutive breaths, finalizing with that 22nd, one deep inhale, holding it as long as we can comfortably. When you hear the first snap, begin to breathe. That second snap will serve as that final breath. Do not stress or worry if your timing is not exact. Follow your own body and beingness. Again, hold the breath as long as you can comfortably. Let go of the bodily attachment and need to control. Simply fall back within yourself and observe. Allow the energy within your being to distribute as it needs to. Let go of any and all tension. Fall in love with that calm that is radiating from your being. And when ready, take another deep breath. Allow the breathing to settle. Before our final round, again increasing into the next step of 33 breaths in total. 32 consecutive breaths, and that final 33rd, a long deep inhale, and again, holding it as long as you can. Upon this breath, and that final snap, you will be left in your own silence. Guide yourself deeper into this state of observation and awareness, and simply let go of the need to do and allow everything to be and unfold as it needs to. Again, watch everything lay back within yourself as if you're observing a film. When you hear the first snap, begin the breathing, and the final will be that cue for your final deep breath. Allow yourself to breathe comfortably. When you hear the final tap of the singing bowl, again, take one more final deep breath, filling yourself up with as much love and light as you can, with a big smile on your face. Lift up your heart to the sky, and as you chant out that Om with your exhale, use it as a proclamation, a divine release. So you may remain in this recognition and calm and peace of your own being. Namaste. I bow to the divine within you, and thank you so much for tapping in. Oof, nothing beats the pranayama in the evening to really get the energy flowing. And just as much as you really revitalize your beingness, there's that incredibly intense dialing down of the inner environment. And that is really this reharmonization and recentering, this rebalancing of our own beingness. It's allowing ourselves to come back to the ground of our being. There's nothing more important than mastering this practice of relaxation, because this can transform into a superpower. When there's chaos and stress and tension around you, you can remain that calm, cool, collected, and center point of focus and universal flow. There's nothing more powerful than that, because when you can dance with the energies of life, it's just as flexible as a wing allowing you to fly. Too tense, you can't get that flow, you can't get that updraft. There has to be that movement, allowing yourself to dance with life, to dance with the chaos, to dance with the bliss. It doesn't matter what it is, everything is grace. And when you can live in that radiant light of love that is our pureness, that is the center point of our being, whew, enjoy life, my friend, because it's going to be a beautiful dance and you're going to have a great time. And really, no matter what happens around you, you're going to be navigating it effortlessly, because you're allowing your truth to shine without all the feedback, without all the clutter. So I hope that helps you this evening. Now, I did have a question. It came up in a session, a personal session. So I'm going to give a shout out to one of the youngins. And the question, I should say, the scenario involves resisting conversations with people that there are a lot of emotional energy and baggage around, and especially family, blood related. So it's the deepest of deep bonds, but there's a distance, there's a break in that relationship. And the one thing that we can talk about in the sense of the issue here was, how does one handle something that they instantly close off for? How can one open up when all they want to do is just cling tight? Ultimately, we have to look at it in the truth of why we cling. We hold on to past pain. We hold on to the past experiences of those people. And because of that, our pain body, that ego, that emotional memory kicks in and doesn't want to get hurt again. So we have to remind ourselves that we're not that past self. You have to console that inner child, that wounded self, and let them know that you're a new you. And we can't assume that they're the same person. When we approach life in that same essence of fear that we're going to get hurt, of worry, of tension, we're projecting and radiating that. And we're creating that reality. It may be in that person's nature to respond in a certain way, but when you yourself are carrying that energy into the system, you are feeding their pain body subconsciously, whether you realize it or not. Our assumptions, our projections cause how we see things to be different than what is actually presented in front of us. We may take it a certain way. So the most important thing to do in a situation like this, how do we approach or handle situations we want to instantly close off and be tension filled for? Come back to your center. Reharmonize yourself. Rebalance that energy within you. Let go of all the assumptions. Allow yourself to simply experience life and dance from that space of the heart, and it won't go as bad as you think. In fact, life will often, more often than not, lead us to situations, even if there's a little bit of conflict, to some resolution and growth, because that's the innate nature of our beingness. We strive for growth and healing and liberating ourselves. So continue that dance and inner looking. With that being said, may the fruit of knowledge offer a seed, and in that seed may your love, will, and intuition give life and nourishment, for a tree shall grow, and in its shade may you find peace, and offer peace to all who ask. Namaste. I bow to the divine within you. I love you so much. Don't forget, share, subscribe, do all the good things. If these meditations help you out, send them to someone. You never know who's really going to need it. So take care. I love you. See you Sunday. Peace.